Today, we'll discuss working with aversion. Just as with desire, we need not judge our fear, anger, frustration, irritations, or annoyances, or the many other forms of aversion we experience. We simply notice the moments of ill will, disappointment, or indignation as they may arise. We keep noting these feelings, even labeling them anger, anger, and watching our tone so that we're not nothing in an angry way. We simply take note of our experience as a means of recognition and as a means of acceptance. As an experiment, you might see how many notes it takes until the feelings of anger or aversion may dissipate within you. Was it 5 notes, 10, or 100 notes? As you investigate, you'll begin to reinforce the understandings that these feelings, like all others, are impermanent. They're going to change. You don't need to be caught up in them. You don't need to be driven by them. You can create the space in yourself to simply be aware. Recognition without judgment, that's the first way of working. The second way of working is to look at the associated feelings that may be feeding the anger or the ill will. For example, anger is often associated with a feeling of self-righteousness, which feeds it like an underground spring. You might find yourself saying, "Well, I'm perfectly right," or "I should be angry." You may notice the anger, but if you're not also noticing the self-righteousness, the anger will continue to grow within. It's being fed in a way that you're not seeing. Remember to investigate the associated feelings in just the same way as before, without judgments or condemnation. We simply see, we simply notice. Source of power and energy for changing the world. In the case of anger, people sometimes feel that they are giving it up. It is to relinquish their source of power and energy for changing. But there is a greater source of power that harms neither ourselves or others. And this is the power of compassion. It has been said, not to be attached to something is to be aware of its absolute value. So when we become angry, we need to become aware. Find out what feelings are causing this. What can we do to bring more compassion into our life, therefore enriching our lives and that of others. You've been listening to Working with Aversion, and I have been your host, Teresa F. Koch. Namaste.